Good day, everyone. Hi, I am Dr. Judy Habonilio, and I'm here to talk about doctors and their finances. So basically, this vlog is about how how doctors can be very limited when it comes to knowledge of personal finance. Just like me before, I was a very unknowledgeable person when it comes to finances because I myself is not really exposed to all this financial literacy and also education because most of us doctors are not that exposed on this with this. Usually, it starts at high school or elementary when we say or our parents desires us to become doctors. We actually programmed to study and to finish our pre-med and then medical course, and then after that, when we become doctors, we became shocked with all the income that we have because most doctors have a lot of income to start with. So we're not really into the stepwise reception or talaga tayo sanay sa medyo malaki na halaga na natatanggap natin, no? Especially if nasa government hospital kayo nag-work. So, sometimes hindi natin na-manage yung ating finances that well. So, basically, what I'm trying to share right now this afternoon is how or what are those things that needs to be fixed, or what are the common misconceptions of a doctor regarding personal finances. This is also very helpful for student doctors or medical students are still learning in med school. It's a very good step if we can introduce these concepts earlier, so that when you become doctors, full-fledged doctors, and you receive your salary, you would know where to allocate these because it's very crucial, especially when it comes to handling our finances, because we especially at the medical force are very late when it comes to earning, no? Our friends may have been earning a lot already, six figures a month with in our current age, while we are still studying Harper. We're still studying all our anatomy books and physio books, and also the Schwartz and everything, no? I know everyone is relating to this. So what are the common misconceptions, or what are the things that we doctors think? That's why we are still very we need a lot of teaching when it comes to personal finance. Well, number one, my mom always tell me that being a doctor is about helping people. So definitely, this profession is not a money-making profession because first and foremost, we are here to help people. So compensation is not really the one that we should expect because my mother tell me that walang naging mayaman dahil sa pagiging doktor, no? Or sa pagiging doktor, wala naman talagang naging mayaman unless you are focusing more of getting income from your patients, which is somehow would deviate to what our value is in the world. So we are actually having our oath to become helpers to these patients, especially the ones who are very unfortunate. Well, I am working in a government hospital, and it is very sad when I talk to these patients who are less fortunate, and I would also think that getting a lot of taking a big PF or professional fee to especially with these less fortunate people would not really satisfy my soul, no? It's not really fulfilling. So That's one thing, no. Being a doctor, we're not really taught to have big bucks. We are actually taught to become servants, and even very accepting servants, willing to accept a pro bono effect, or should I say for free, no. But as they say, sometimes you have to consider there's no free lunch. So since the Philippines is one of the countries who have a lot of poor people, so I think it has to set that way that we should also know how to not accept money, or when is the right time to be able to have a good or a professional fee, because that's that. That's one thing. You know, we're here to be helping people. Number two, since we are raised to be professionals, just like our parents, we are not taught when it comes to personal finance, or we don't really know how money works. Sadly, even our schools, even elementary, high school, or college, pre-med or med, there's not maybe economics or business math in high school, what I have before, and I don't really know assets, liabilities that much, or like taxation. We're not really taught that way, and until we become doctors, and then we're the ones who are being involved in that, and that's why we hire other people to do it for us. But it's very important for us to know about it, how to save, how to not to save, where to save, what is an investment, what is an asset, what is a liability. We don't really know that because we're not set on that mindset. Because what we're taught about in school is to become a good student, get a good grade so that you can enter a good good specialty, or a good hospital, to be able to have a good training when it comes to residency, and you become a consultant soon, or a subspecialist, or a specialist when it comes to a certain field. But we're not really taught about how to manage our money that way, which is very crucial, because I believe when and some fellowships don't give salaries, so definitely you should have a foundation when it comes to managing your money, because by the time you become subspecialist, or when you have your fellowship, of course we're not getting younger, so we need to have that background when it comes to having finances well for us. Nakakaya kasi nagfe-fellow ka na, tapos naghihingi ka pa ng pera sa parents mo. So that's another thing, right? It's nice if you would know how to manage your finances even at that time. Number 3, we are always it's either we get employed or we get self-employed. So according to Robert Kiyosaki, there are 4 quadrants of cash flow. So there are like, you become an employee, self-employed, a business owner, and an investor. So in these 4 quadrants, usually the doctors get to be employed, especially when you're in residency training, and also self-employed when you become a practitioner or you're a clinician. So unless you'll have a business like a pharmacy right beside your clinic, you can be a business owner as well. And investing is not really that much of our knowledge. So most of us are designed to become employed and self-employed, which needs us to operate. But we don't really know how money works and how we could do that. Like, we make money work for us. Another misconception, or another thing that we need to improve when it comes to our mindset as doctors, is we seldom think about retirement, because as I've said, we doctors are there to help people. So unless we are very weak to do diagnosis, or you can't even hear auscultations, we can work until we die, unless we have a Alzheimer's disease or something. So we work until we die. So that is basically, there's income flow even if we're still very old. But mind you, I personally wouldn't want to work until I am 70 or 80, when I cannot walk properly anymore, or think properly anymore. I don't want to get calls in the middle of the night just to visit this patient who needs my help. Somehow, that would be maybe the time for myself. So somehow we need to think about retirement. So how do you think about retirement? So there are many ways. Maybe I could have a separate video for that, but I would just summarize everything. We are very used to big salaries, so we think that there's no scarcity, but we don't really know exactly, because since we are always employed and self-employed, if we get sick or if something happens to us like disability and everything, our money making slows down, or even our money making becomes very limited, or we lost because the income is always depending on us. So we have to think about how we're gonna make some of this money work for us, or how will we maximize our income capacity so that in the future we don't have to work every day anymore. And of course, doctors, I know, have been seen to be big spenders. Like every time we get a big sum of salary, we have all these branded clothes, and also we have these gadgets and all these like very expensive speakers and like consoles at home, or like we can get into jewelry, right? Because since we have big salaries, we tend to spend because we are stressed. So that's what we call retail therapy. And if without discipline, you may get into debt, more credit card debts and everything. So I know a lot of doctors who are in debt, even if they are receiving 2 to 3 streams of income because of being a doctor. But since they don't know how to manage their finances, they always go out on debt, or worse, they become very there's worst case scenarios, even that they result into big loans that could not pay anymore because they don't know how to manage their finances. Last, because being a doctor is a selfless thing, so it is by nature that we don't really dwell too much on our personal finances, and we let others do it for us. So those are the things that we need to think about, especially the ones who are still starting and the ones that are right there but they want to fix their finances. So this has been a great discussion. I hope we will see each other in the next video, because I would like to share a lot of concepts to you, because I know in this lockdown we've been very tired when it comes to work and very stressed because of everything that is happening to us. But I believe there's a way of fixing things now, because everything is a bit slow. It's not this time was a time for us to slow down and think about changing our mindset when it comes to money and finances. So I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you for watching, and I hope you would click subscribe and enjoy more contents from my channel.